Just know that.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Sonny, you want to say what up?
Hey guys, it's me and Cinco.
Yeah. What up, Cinco? Cinco over there checking it out.
That's my little boy. That's low key my one of my boyfriends in the house. Dean is also. He'll probably should come up because he knows Cinco there and he feel like Cinco blocking his blessing.
About to say right. Getting all the love, he ain't getting none. So yeah, so we're back in the building. Got a great show lined up for you guys. Cuzzo said, "Hey y'all, what up, Del Cuzzo? Appreciate you being in the comments, hanging out on the side." We have actually, I think we're going to be posting your next show this week.
Is it? I think so. Yeah.
The game night. So yeah, so make sure you guys check that out. Coming on Friday. So, but in the meantime, you got us tonight. We're gonna be talking about a parenting topic. But in the meantime, make sure you guys go check out our merchandise first over at gftradio.creator-brain.com. Get all of our apparel and accessories, all with our logos, sayings, and all that kind of stuff. Check out our website at gftradioshow.com. And our socials and for all of the replays, for all the information on the show, and everything you could ever want and ask for.
That part.
As well as check out our free on-demand content 24/7 at your favorite audio platforms, as well as here on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you do that because you cannot miss a show with us. All our shows are always available, always online, always free. So make sure you check those out. Always got the best topics, and when you're not watching us, you can always join us over at the Facebook Join the Conversation group at facebook.com/group/GFT Join the Conversation. Make sure you guys do that. Always have some great topics over there. Always have a great time. So do that post haste. Don't forget, like, follow, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when you can watch us, because we always got great content available. And tonight's content and topic is protect our children. Are you over-sexualizing your kids? This is definitely a timely topic and something that's always important to keep in mind because, definitely there's forces out there that will do things and perpetuate ways of life that, may not agree with, your morals or your the way you want your kids brought up, but sometimes we're the culprits. So we got to be conscious of the way we're addressing our kids, the way we're letting them, the things we let them say, the things we let them do, and keep in mind that there's predators watching, and even if you're not doing anything nefarious, somebody else might be. So we're going to be talking about that tonight, and I think this has definitely come up because of some things we've seen on social media, but I also wanted to talk about, how this kind of thing is perpetuated even by things such as marketing and fashion and things of that nature. I know one of the most recent things that popped up. What up, though, Chris? Chris said, "Hey guys, way oversexing." Yeah, for sure. So this was brought up by a couple of social media posts. One that I saw, and I'm not going to be posting any of the pictures and stuff because I'm not about to be promoting the stuff that they've been promoting with these kids. But you definitely can see it all over social media. There's been some hot topics lately, and one was a young lady that's a hairstylist who has been using her daughter in her promotions. And one of the things she's been doing with her, I think her daughter's either 4 or 6. I think she's 4.
That's the one that was braiding her daughter hair.
No, this is the one that was doing the quick weaves on her daughter. And
wow!
The quick weaves, extensions, wigs, all kinds of stuff. And but not only that, but she's also been dressing her daughter in sexy clothing, off the shoulder pieces, bodysuits with her private parts, either almost showing or overly enhanced and all that kind of stuff. On one of the pictures, she had a
Wow.
quick weave in her head. Oh no, she had a wig on, with a lace front, and then a lace front wig, and then she also had on a bodysuit with one of the arms missing and half her chest showing, and she had what you call it, the bottoms of the bodysuit cinched up, trying to make it look like her daughter had a camel toe, and it's like your daughter,
Wow.
or like, why
I
are you
thought I
doing
thought
that?
what I saw I thought what
What
I
did I
saw
just
was
walk
was
into?
bothersome. I'm glad I didn't see that. I saw one of my friends was showing me somebody's daughter's sweet 16 pictures, and they're like the theme was Playboy. And
Yeah.
it's a 16-year-old, and it's
Hmm.
like she's in a glass with the whole Playboy bunny situation. A
Right.
16-year-old had this, and it's like and even like when you go to prom season, you
Yeah.
see these dresses. And I know when I went to my little military balls, because I didn't, I went to a prom when I was grown for my 20-year reunion. So yeah, that was a little bit, and even that I was dressed a certain way. But seeing these kids go to prom getting dressed for their first day, because first day of school just passed. You see these kids getting
Hmm.
dressed for the first day of school, and it's like, I understand you want to keep up with the trend, but it's like these are kids. And my take as a mom is like, I look at it like this. You don't know. A lot of us have about 5,000 people on our social media. Some of the people we know, some of the people we don't know. But you're
Hmm.
putting your kids out. And for me, I mean, with sons too, but like with females, you're putting your daughters on display, essentially not doing it intentionally, but not even realizing that some of the people on your page may be predators. And
Hmm.
while they're liking and loving it and saying these things, it's 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 just not like the way your kid is dressed is not appropriate for their
Hmm.
age. And it's like you just come out the woodwork, and it's like, wow, like to that level. And then with the sons, it's always flashing money,
Right.
flashing some type of weapons,
Hmm. Yeah.
and making them present this ideal of themselves. So God forbid, like, and it makes me think back to when Trayvon Martin was killed. Their first pictures they were trying to show of him when he was a young kid, probably 15, 16, with guns and money.
Right. Right.
Like, this is like, why is your kid, like, while understanding a lot of people want their kids to know about guns and about safety and stuff like that, but like now this is where we not, I think we're missing the point as parents. And like, we're dropping the ball sometimes. It's not necessarily everyone else. I mean, it's not, while social media, music, and everything is perpetuating these things, we're allowing our kids, like, to the music they listen. Why is we having kids singing certain songs? Or we have
Right.
to be mindful of these things. And I think that while we unintentionally do these things because we listen to them, our kids are listening to them. And
Right. Right.
now when you got songs where people saying their X and YZ is brown, and all this extraness that they got going on with these songs, our kids are singing these. These are catchy. These are TikTok videos. Our kids are doing them. Like, we got to be mindful of certain things that we do, and it's putting our kids in a light that predators are happy to see.
Right, right, and that's my thing is, Nye was saying, "Oh wow, this is so shameful and disgusting. We must let them be children and stop projecting insecurities and devaluing their worth." And that last part she said, that's the thing for me, is that, especially in situations where you have these young girls, these young ladies that are being dressed up in a certain way, being putting makeup on them, putting them in certain hairstyles, especially ones that cover their real hair, and try to project a certain image. And it's like, you already have this issue of, how do you look, and is it up to today's standards, or is it up to a certain standard? And then you're putting that on your kid, and to put that into the mind of a child, someone that's not even 16, we're talking elementary school, even preschool
Six.
age, and making them not value their natural looks or their natural beauty, or or just their own self, their own identity, and taking that away from them.
Yeah,
That's
and even like I don't want to. I mean, I know when we think over sexualizing, we think automatically females. Like I don't want to be remiss to mention our boys, because even with
Mhm.
that, we're I think we get lost in the ideal of, and because I see it a lot with boys, you don't want them to be gay, so you're very mindful of what they do and making them quote unquote grow up to be a man, and you're putting these um things on them and forcing them to deal with certain things. And you just turn on my laptop and everything. This cat is crazy, but like you're basically giving them this idea that they're not allowed to be a kid. Like you're growing them fast, and it's like why?
Right.
Or you
Hmm.
want them to be a certain way, so you're putting these things on them, and it's not without letting them be kids. Go out inside and play, like do kid shit.
Right. Right. What up, though, Hank? What up, though, Dame?
Oh, what's up, gang?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the way people are dressing their children and the image that they're displaying? What's your thoughts on that?
All right, so get comfortable, y'all, because I got a lot on this one. Uh, I got two daughters. Two daughters and a niece is what I always tell people. Cause my niece, she ain't mine, but she mine. She's 19. The kids is 10 and 3. My mom, for full disclosure, is a seamstress. My mom been sewing for 60 years. So I just telling somebody this earlier. When I'm like teenage age, my mom is doing 20, 30 prom dresses a year. She does wedding parties and all of that. So I've been seeing this shit since the beginning of time. Now, back
Mhm.
then it was, a little slit hair. It was, oh my God, she letting her out the house like that. Then it became, we're going to have a little rib cage back, and like they just get worse and worse as we progressed on. Um, it's the things that you put in front of them and the things that you popularize and you make as the ideal of what beauty looks like. What
Mhm.
is this man supposed to look like? What is this woman supposed to look like when she's not a woman? She's a young lady.
Mhm.
Like you putting in this negative perception in his head that yeah, you're supposed to flash all this money. The smartest dude in the room is the one who has the bag and you don't know he has it. Like
Mhm.
you don't
Yep.
want everybody to know that you have it. I don't come from the era of show everybody what you're doing and tell everybody what you're doing. Y'all know y'all know me. I got 4 Instagram pages. And the page that I post pictures of my wife and my kids on is not a public page. That page
Mhm.
isn't for just like Sonny said, you got 5,000 followers and you'll know half these niggas. That page will never have a picture of my kids. Now, when I do post pictures of my kids on like the custom hustle page, just because I post, if I would, for argument's sake, if Dame's son has a jersey, I'm gonna post him. If Willie's daughter has something, I will post them. I'm not gonna say, "Look, it's my daughter's birthday. Everybody tell her happy birthday." Like this is not that.
Right.
This is not the medium for that. Like
Mhm.
so, like you were saying though, when we go to the prom situations, when you post a video and pictures of your daughter and talking about she's a bad bitch, why is that like what we're doing?
Mhm.
I'm not. Me and Near talked about this on one of the episodes. I think it was 118 because he had a song. He
Which
has a
one was
song
this?
about his daughter. I think it's 118. This is not the
No,
promotional joint right now because this is a heavier topic.
Mhm.
um, and he has a song about his daughter, and I'm like, I don't ever want my daughters to use the term "I'm a bad bitch." My niece will be 19 tomorrow. Happy
Mhm.
birthday now. And she's never used the term in front of me. I don't know what she did with her friends or whatever, but if she's using it, you should be using it with your friends and not me. We're not cool. We're never going to be that cool. We're never going to cross the barrier of we even are. So I don't ever want them to feel like I'm a bad bitch is a term of endearment. Like is a phrase that you want to use to describe yourself because that's not what I want to raise you to be. Ultimately, it's not going to be 1997, 1998. It's what ain't going to be like when I was growing up. It's going to have to be when you was growing up, but we're not going to popularize and make this shit, put it on a pedestal as these things are great. Now, when we go to the music situation, we never listen to no Biggie or no Tupac in the car with my dad. You listening to the
Mhm.
whispers because this is
Right.
what it is. Now it's different because we all got headphones on and everybody's listening to whatever they're listening to. Again, like I said, if you're doing that with your friends and you're 10, 15, 16, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hide it from them. I'm not supposed to be promoting it to you. You're not supposed to have your
Hmm.
6-year-old in the car, like you saying, and you listening to whatever and you going, ain't this your part, mama? No. Like, when you
Right.
know that Nicki Minaj is talking about this, this, and this, she's a kid, has no idea that this is what she's saying. When I was a
Hmm.
kid, it was Joe, all the things I want to do to you. My aunt had me singing this shit. And as an adult, when I listen back to it, I'm like, Auntie, you lining me up.
Right. Right.
But my bad, y'all. Like I said, this is a touchy one for me because I only have girls. I don't have no boys. So
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
um I don't understand why people would do that to their girls, like, or their boys. Why would you put them out there? And once you said the Campbell toe situation,
Yeah, that's a lot. I would have been
I
under that
walked in on
post like, are you
Camel.
serious right
I
now?
walked in on I walked in on Camel Toe and Sweet 16, what you say, Playboy party. Like, I was done when when I logged in, y'all killed me.
Yeah, yeah. Believe me, that it blew me away seeing that, and then to see the defense that not only the mother but other people in
The
the comments
community.
were having about it, and I'm thinking to myself like, you don't know who these people are that are defending your actions. They could be defending it because they just want to keep seeing it. You know what I'm saying?
But
Or
you also
they
know
just
what it
want to
is
put
though.
that.
Some of us, we don't know what beauty looks like.
Hmm.
If you've been given the ideal that beauty is be naked, you know what I'm saying? Since you was 8, once you have a
Hmm.
daughter and or a son, then this is what you like. Cause like I said, my mom did prom dresses forever. So I've seen people's mom in here going, well, can we cut this and cut that? And this ain't even that type of little girl. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like,
Right.
because you didn't get to go on your prom and then you trying to relive your childhood and you always
Exactly.
wanted to
Yeah.
do this, that, or whatever. Like, that shit is insane. Like,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
bad,
Dane, what's
Dez,
your
what's up,
thoughts on
bro?
this?
Man, Hank took a lot of it out. He took some wind out of my sail. I don't know why everybody wants their kids to grow up so quickly, and then they get mad at the reaction they get from the public or even the kids of of how they're dressed. Like they're dressed a certain way, certain things. I'm not trying to victim blame because there's a lot of sick people out there. But the way you dress and the way you carry yourself does carry a lot of weight of the reaction and the actions
Mhm.
of people who can't control themselves. Why
Right.
would you put that
The
much
attention that you
pressure?
inviting, yeah.
Yeah, why would
Hmm.
you put that scrutiny on your kid at an early age? They don't know how to handle themselves. Heck, we're in our 20s and up. We can't even handle ourselves sometimes in certain situations. You will put that on a preteen? Nah,
Right.
that's not cool to dress up your daughter or son a certain way to make them seem older. Now, every blue moon, you doing something for kicks and giggles and fun, why not? But to be the norm, that's not normal.
But even that though, bro, some pictures are meant to stay in the house.
I was
Yeah,
just
I'm
about to
not letting,
say.
and not even that. It's not even a
Some
picture situation. It's just
no,
period. I'm not. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, 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 no. Cause he said, like, if we playing or whatever.
Oh, dressing
Some
up.
photo,
Yeah,
yeah, some
you-
photos are meant for us to keep between
you-
us, so that 40 years
family,
from now we can say,
family, close
"Oh yeah,
friends.
remember when this
Not,
happened?" You don't have to post every moment of your life.
Yeah, exactly,
I said
exactly.
this a couple of months ago on one of our shows we did, like not for our kids, for it was another parental episode we did. Not all pictures need to go public. Put them in your photo album for when people come over to your house who you have a close bond with. Like, hey, this is what X, Y, Z did when they were 6. Everything doesn't need to be, let's put it on Instagram, let's put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
How many times did you go to one of your friends' house when you was growing up, and then you see, like, you met them as a teenager or in your 20s, and you go to the house and go, "Oh shit, that was you when you was,"
Right. Yep.
or now you put that as the picture on the cake as a gag, like. All of the pictures are not meant to be on your page. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think it's just
1988.
being mindful too, because I think even with as babies, so I know a lot of people get happy they had a baby, they go crazy. I was happy I had my babies, But posting the
I
picture of
know
your
where you're
baby in the
going.
bathtub is a bit for much for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Posting your child using the potty is a bit much for me. Like, while understanding that these are innocent, cute photos that you can laugh at because you're not really showing anything. Because I mean, for most parents, you're not really showing anything in the picture. But I look at things from a I look at I just automatically think somebody's looking at it in that manner.
Mhm.
To even like
It's always gonna
I
be that one particular
like
individual.
yeah, like
Yes.
it's a lot. Like, even though, like, even with my Instagram, I made my Instagram public, but I post less pictures of my kids. They'll go on my stories, but it's certain pictures.
Mhm.
Um because they don't, yeah, like Cuzzle said, they don't see innocence. They see this person that they're attracted to. And it could
Opportunity.
be,
Mhm.
and like I said, while understanding as parents, we can't cover the order for everything, because you could post your kid in the Easter outfit that's appropriate, age appropriate, and predator going to see it as what they're going to see it as. So it's
Mhm.
not. I mean, that part you just can't control that. But I'm just saying, like, certain things, um like, even with my daughter, I remember the first time, she was grown and she posted a picture of her at a wedding with her boyfriend, and I was taken back because I understand that she's grown and now she has a kid, but it's like, I know people that knew her when she was growing up, but I also know she didn't look like a kid for a lot. Like, she had a kid face, but her she didn't have a kid body. So I was more mindful, and she was, about how she dressed when she was out and about as a high schooler, and even now she dresses a certain way. But it's very rare that she actually posts a picture of herself like dressed.
Mhm.
And even
Well,
as her mom, I still be like, oh my god.
yeah, and this is the thing for me. This thing for me is that I think not only is do you have to keep that in mind about predators, but to your point, you made the point about it's not always uh uh even the inappropriate things that a predator might look at. But my thing is just that it's the problem of also putting them in the view of public opinion as well,
Yeah,
because to a kid seeing how people feel about the way that
Bullseye.
they're dressing or the way that they're acting or the way that they're doing things, and then kids can read, 6, 7, 8, 12, 15, 16. They see them comments, they see the people reacting a certain way, or even just knowing that your moment or that picture or that video is now viral and people are having disparaging comments about what you're doing and how you're doing it. That could affect the kids' mental health. That can affect their viewpoint of themselves. They could be getting bullied in school because of it, because other kids are on the internet. You send your 6-year-old as first grade, and another first grader is calling them all kinds of names and stuff because that's what they heard their parents calling them, or saying all these kind of things about your parents because of what your parents put on display on social media. That is not good for your kid. And like Dame said, yeah, it may not in your mind be the worst thing that could be done, but the thing is that other people see it differently. The
yeah.
world sees it differently.
Once you put on the internet, everybody has an opinion. Everybody
Mhm.
has a will. Even us, we seeing this stuff that people are posting, and we have an opinion, and we're stating
Mhm.
our opinion. They may feel like, hey, this was harmless. This was a cute little thing. I didn't think of it that far. I didn't think of this and third. And like opinions, everybody got assholes.
Yeah.
And we like we always say, as people that are on social media, we have to be accountable for the things that we do, or understand that even having a podcast and saying certain things, somebody could come back and be like, well, I didn't like the way you said that, you said this. So
Yep.
you have to either stand on what you post and what you
Mhm.
say, because somebody going to have an opinion about it, good, bad, or indifferent.
And your kid can't stand 10 toes down on something you put them in and put
That
them on
part.
display on. So you definitely have to consider that as well.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Hank.
This is another thing too, is when people post that shit, that's a real little girl or a little boy in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Yeah.
these day and age now is going to school where, like you talking about the bullying situation. Now that shit will be different because the whole lunchroom can look at it on their phone. Now everybody's talking about you. Now everybody's blowing this situation up, and it's still
Right.
a kid that's mind ain't fully developed. Some kids is faster than others, but could have been a harmless thing or it couldn't have been a harmless thing. Your mom could have, you could have been living with your mom and she was fast and loose, or you was living with your dad and he wasn't checking on none of that shit because your mom was strict. Like, you also gotta always remember, like, when people post that type of goofy shit and you start going through them comments, like, man, like what we said, them kids can read too.
Yeah,
And you may be fucking a kid's whole mind up. That's why if I ever see any goofy shit, I may just block this shit out of my news feed. I don't
yeah.
want to know nothing about this,
I
Hmm.
think
because
I'm more mindful even now. Like I
you
post
could
a lot
fuck
about
somebody up with that.
my son, but I always also mindful of a lot of things. Like whereas back in the day, I didn't what wasn't my thought process, but now it's like no, you can't post it. Like you know that if you post it, somebody's gonna. So yeah, I post joking and stuff all the time. But like even with words, you say certain things. You got to be mindful. So I just feel like as parents, we can't put our kids in those type of situations. Like as much as
Right.
we have to check ourselves with realizing that how old they are.
And putting them in harm's way. That's my thing too. Is like, and I think that's the thing. I think people get disassociated because they think that just because they're in, Detroit and they post something, and they're like, oh, nobody in Detroit's going to do anything. They're fine. My kid is going to be all right. You don't know. These predators can drive, hundreds of miles to come get your kid because they internet detectives are everywhere, and these people will track you down and they will come and get your kid
Yeah,
because
this
you
is why
put
I
them
don't
on
tag my daughter
Facebook
in a
and
lot.
advertisement. So and you don't know, these people are sick in the head. There, I forgot which person it was. It was one of the serial killers, and he was saying how he was targeting people based on how he felt that they were treating their kid. He was targeting kids based on how he felt. But in that short moment that he saw them and their parents, he was like, they weren't taking care of their kid. So I came and got them. And it's like that sickness in his head made him do that. And I mean, it was local for him, but these people will drive miles and miles. So don't think you safe just because you live in some weird rural area of a city that you don't think nobody know where you at. People know, and people will find you. So you don't think that just because you're on the internet that you have some kind of special protection or that you have some kind of special power that keeps you out of harm's way. You don't know all the information that's being transmitted from your phone, being transmitted on these pictures, being transmitted on social media. It's easy for people to find you. So don't think that the anonymity of the internet is protecting you.
Plus,
Yeah,
most
They
people
call it the
post
dark web
all
for a
most
reason.
people post all of that shit now. If you really like follow some people's joints, you'll know exactly where motherfucker live, work, where their favorite happy hour spot is at, what school their kids go to. You can find all of that out just by going through. If you got somebody Instagram and they Twitter, Instagram because you can see the pictures. Twitter, you can actually see the quotes of the songs that they post in and all of that type of shit. Like, the shit is just
That's
easy to
why I
do if
don't
you was
use a lot of.
a nut to do it. Go ahead, Dan.
That's why I don't use a lot of tags on everywhere I've been to. Like every time I go out, because you don't know who's watching you. You do not
Mm-hmm.
know who's
Yeah.
following you.
yeah. That's one
Yeah.
of the reasons why like I don't. It's funny because I don't follow my daughter on Instagram, and any picture I post, I won't tag her in it because it's like like I tag my friends here and there, like whatever, but like I'm not tagging her in like a picture of her because you're gonna have to find her. You really gonna have to dig to find her.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like one of those things like and even when I post birthday pictures, I'm intentional on what pictures I post. At least
Mm-hmm.
she's grown and I don't care, but I'm still not giving people like I mean if you know who my daughter is and you follow her, yeah, because she has her own little business and brand. But other than that, like I'm not.
But yeah, and that's the thing. I just saw somebody post this, and I was like, this is so true. It was a guy. He was talking about something, and one of the comments he made, and while he was going through the things he was talking about, he was like, some people don't realize that they're getting DM'd or getting attention from certain people, but that person they don't really want you, they want your kid. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. But I can see that happening because people are weird and sick like that, you know, and they'll befriend a person to get at their kid or to get him, you know, and that's the you know, it's probably not the most common thing, of course, but why risk it? You know, why have that risk over you because you want to, you know, post every little, you know, thing with your kid in it and being like, oh, she looks so good in this and she looks so good in that, and it's like, yeah, you doing too much, you know. And like Dan was saying about posting where you are, you know, that was, you know, when I first got on social media, I remember it was like that was the big thing, like, well, where you, what
Everybody was
you
checking
doing, where
in.
you at, and all that kind of stuff. And I fell into that trap, you know. But I
Yes,
quickly realized, like, this is one, this is not important. Two, I don't know who's seeing this, you know. And then I started to think about the fact that, like, you know, if I'm traveling, I'm not home. So if I post that I'm, you know,
Yeah,
somewhere
that's one.
doing
And then how what's his
XYZ.
name got killed? Nipsey Hussle. He tagged where he was, and they came. Was it him?
no, that
No, it
was
No,
wasn't.
no,
PNB.
It wasn't.
what's his
Who was
name?
it?
Pop Smoke.
PNB Rock.
Pop Smoke.
P and D Smoke. No. It was
PNB
P and
Rock.
D. He was at a Waffle
PNB
House or
Rock
something.
and Pop Smoke both got killed like that.
Yeah. So
No,
yeah, it's
not
like, yeah. Well, that's neither here nor there. But yeah,
yeah,
the
but P
thing
and D
is that
girlfriend tagged
going,
him at a. They was out to eat.
yeah, going through
P and D Rock. What's his
and
name?
giving people where you are and your location and all that kind of stuff, it's a security risk. Going through and letting people know that you're not home, that's a security risk, you know. And not even just security, it's just like, you know, the thing is that a lot of times you're doing things and people are doing things, you don't know what other people are doing, you don't know what they're watching, you don't know what their intentions are, you don't know what's on their mind. So why risk that? Why give them that extra information about you and how you moving?
Bro, I've been saying this since for forever.
Hey,
What up,
Smooth.
though, Smooth?
Smooth, what's up? What's up, bro? Ceiling fan Smooth in the building. Um, I've been saying this for years. Me and my brother would always tell people this. If I'm out, please don't tag me in no pictures telling nobody that I'm out. Notice when you came here, me and you took a picture before everybody even got to the bar. I didn't
Hmm.
post that picture until you got back home. Like you
Exactly.
just said, you posting a picture saying that you're in Philly means you're not home. So that
Hmm.
means now your spot is at risk. Your kid's spots is at risk. It puts a red flag of you're not there. You can't be in two
Hmm.
places at one time.
Right.
So I've always been like, I remember this was like a family gathering. And my cousin posts because when people first start doing that, that we at my cousin's house and tags everybody in the post with her address on there. I said, take this shit down. What are you doing? All you
Hmm.
did was just tell niggas that none of these people are home right now. I know a girl whose house got robbed because she was posting that she was in Mexico all week. Nigga
Hmm.
robbed her house and ate her leftovers, okay?
Right.
Because they knew she was going for 4 days or 5 days or some shit. You
Hmm.
cannot be telling people that I'm at Applebee's from 5 to 7 every Wednesday, all right? And I'm getting shit faced on these 3 margaritas.
Right.
Can't be doing that type shit. Because everybody
Yeah.
who's following you is not, it has your
It's
best
not your
interest in mind.
friend. Everybody
That
follow
Yeah,
part.
you is not your friend. They don't have your best interest in
And
mind or
especially if
heart.
you're leaving your kids home, you out leaving your kids, you out without your kids. Where your kids at? If
Right.
they're old enough, they in the house. So somebody's probably going to try to do something.
You know what?
my man
This is why I
hit me
don't.
one day and
That's why I
said,
make the
"Damn, bro,
joke.
where was you at?" I said, "This picture was from 3 years ago, bro."
You know what? That's why when people like tag me, invite me, friend requests. I'm like, no new friends. I made that joke, no new friends, because I don't know what your intentions are. Who sent you?
Right.
You're not getting nothing
Yeah.
from over here.
Oh, there's so many layers to that for sure. There's a lot of
That
layers
part.
to that for sure. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about though too is in terms of like fashion and societal view of how, you know, our kids should dress and things they wear and things like that. You know, how have you, or how had you, you know, for those of us who have grown kids, how have you combated that with your kids in terms of, one, keeping them age appropriate or at least appropriate to your standards versus societal standards, or versus, you know, fashion statements? Like, what have you done to try to combat that?
See, I didn't have much trouble with my daughter. Um, she was very much one of them kids that doesn't like a lot of attention on her. especially with the way she dresses. So she was she dressed like her age. I didn't really have a problem with her as far as wanting to wear something sexy. Even when we went to her first military ball, the dress she picked out, she was like self-conscious. So I was like, no, you got to be, you got to get something. Like, I was trying to not necessarily have her super sexy, but I wanted her to feel pretty in what she was wearing and feel confident in what she's wearing. So it was a struggle for me to get her to, you know, be comfortable in wearing like a cute dress, and all that. But she was but then again I was a tomboy, so she didn't really go through that. Like, I want to wear this type of thing, and me and her have to fuss about what she was wearing. Like I
Mhm.
said, I unfortunately when she well, not unfortunately, when she got older, she started exploring more different clothes and stuff. Started, with the crop tops and stuff like that. And I'm like, but at the same time, you're 18, so I'm like, uh. So I, and then like I said, seeing her get dressed up for events was like, oh my god, like I
Yeah.
was like, but then I'm in a pant but at the same time she's older. But even then, it wasn't like
I
super
be having these problems with my
super
niece.
sexy. It wasn't like super sexy or anything like that. But it was just I wasn't used to her wearing that type of stuff, so it was like, oh shit.
So since most of us have older kids, I'll go ahead and throw this secondary question out there: did you still say something or provide guidance, or did you just leave it alone because you felt like, hey, you're an adult, it's your choice?
I mean, I said, I'd be like, oh, okay, so you think you grown now? And she'd be like, what, mom? What you
I
talking
said
about?
something.
Like, but that's just like I said, she wasn't overtly like putting it all out there like one of them kids that's sheltered and just go out and act and be super extra with
Wilding
her.
out, yeah.
I
Yeah,
keep
she
it
wasn't wilding
100
out. So, but like it was for me an adjustment of seeing her be a girl in the full sense of it, and just like, wait, man, I'm not like, but like I liked it because she was confident. She wasn't shy. She was just like, this is why I like to wear it, and that was fine. But it wasn't like she wasn't trying to go outside completely naked. So I was
Right.
cool with it. It just was adjusting when you used to seeing your teenager with jeans and some sneakers, all the latest Jordans and hoodies and stuff, and now she wearing crop tops and stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, what? But she's still wearing jeans and being appropriate, but it's just like now you're showing belly. Like, wait a minute, excuse me. I don't know
Right.
if I'm ready for this.
Right. Cuzzo said, my daughter will be 19 next month. She had a traditional Sweet 16, and I tried my best not to expose her to certain things in my end. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hank.
I said my niece be 19 tomorrow. My niece moved when she was like 9. So she came back home for 12th grade this year. And like Sonny is saying, like, okay, obviously it's a difference in the phone conversations and we see each other all the time now because you gotta allow the person to grow. You
Mhm.
gotta allow people to grow. It's the same for your kids as it is in a relationship. So it's like, okay, so like we just got our stomach out now. Like Sonny just said, like, oh, so this is what we doing. It's like she's 18, Hank, you gotta let it go. You was 18. So whenever I just always try to say, like, we all get our turn. The one thing I told her was, you grown enough to make your own decisions now. Whether they good, bad, and different, you gotta live with them. Same
Mhm.
thing like with the kids is I don't just as long as you ain't a bad bitch, we good. You
That
make a
part.
decision
Right.
that you want to be whatever it is that you want to be. I
Mhm.
mean, copy. I love you, but these is your decisions and the outfit choices. Like she went on the prom and it was like, oh, so this the young boy you taking, huh? You gonna wait to introduce me to the nigga now, huh?
I did
Like
not
I
Mhm.
don't
want
want.
that.
That's what I'm
Leave me the man.
saying. I don't want to. I don't want to have to tip, follow you, and kill this little boy if my niece comes back and one strand is missing. I will go to
Mhm.
jail happily. Like, but yeah, it's just the constantly reminding myself that like we all get a turn, and when you was 18, what you was doing and what you wanted the girl to wear and all of that. So like, it don't get
Mhm.
to be different because it's your daughter. Like,
Right. Right.
so
Right.
you got to treat it as it's your time. I can just be like, so that's what we doing.
Mhm.
But say it, and like Sonny said, you just throwing it out there to let you know, yeah, I see it. I'm not really feeling this, but you know, you was grown and you get to pick out your own outfits. I got a turtleneck back here if you want one.
Yeah, she be telling me.
Right, right.
She be telling me. She's like, oh, man, you think you're going somewhere? You think you're grown? I'm like, I am.
Oh yeah,
I'm listen. I look damn
oh
good
yeah.
for 40. I'm about to go outside.
Right, right, right.
Man, listen,
Cousin said, I told my
I
daughter,
told my mom,
respect
listen,
yourself.
I told my mom after my dad died, listen, you want me or my brother? Because it's the only man you're getting. Okay, so
Terrible.
this is how this is. I hope you can hold on to all those memories you had,
No, don't
because
be
that's
block
it.
mama's blessings. Don't be blocking mama's
Don't be
blessings.
blocking mama
Mama,
blessing. Yeah,
mama ain't got to have no life too. Okay.
Terrible,
Lord.
terrible. Cousin said, I told my daughter, respect yourself and others will respect you. Good advice. Good advice. I mean, yeah, Dame, you there?
Copy that.
Or
He
oh,
muted.
maybe they stepped away. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm here. I'm here.
I have mostly. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dame. Are you still there? Go
He
ahead,
just
Dame.
said he was here. He just was letting you know he's present. He didn't have anything, I guess. He just said I'm
Oh,
here and dipped right back out.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, because my kids are still young. I don't have any like
but
issues
no,
like
that's
Sonny
but
did.
that's
Or any stories.
yeah, but no, but
No, go
that's
ahead.
the time I'm talking about though.
That
Is
part's moved.
because my thing is this is that when my kids were like Dame's kids' ages, I had to struggle, man, because it was always like even I mean, because how old is your youngest daughter now?
She's 7.
So you talking literally just getting into school, right? School age, and I'm like struggling to find clothing that my daughters could wear to school, and I end up having to put them in boy clothes because the girl clothes was cut up to here and shorts all
Swimsuits was
cutting
like that in the summer.
into they private areas
She,
and you know like I think my middle daughter was probably 4 years old or something or 5 years old, and we were going to the store looking for shorts, literally booty shorts. I'm like, why are they putting booty shorts on babies? Like this don't make no
she,
sense to me, but that was the fashion or that was the style at the time. And I'm like, no, this ain't the style for my kids. I don't
Yeah, I
think
felt
so.
weird about 2 feet, two pieces
Two
for
pieces is what
babies.
I.
she,
Hey,
the thing is
swimsuits
with
this
Jay
summer just did that to me, y'all.
Right, right.
No, she don't smooth.
with
It's over
Jay
with.
School said mama got a life like too.
with Jay, she's 7, but she's small, so
Mhm.
she's wearing a lot of stuff that's still still not revealing. It's Madison who's growing like a tree, and developing at 10. But she's special needs. But she's still growing so fast. It's like some of her clothes are getting tight on her, and she's like, with Sonny, with special needs kids, when they get in a routine and rhythm and habit,
Mhm.
they like the constant. They don't like change a lot. So we had to try to get her out of that tight clothing, that phase of trying to wear that tight clothes, even though she likes it, because it's pretty or whatever. But then there's also another thing of societal putting labels on everything. Like Jay likes rainbow color everything. It doesn't mean that she's down with the LGBT community, whatever. She just like rainbow stuff. So we had to tell her,
He done named the
we
whole
don't.
She's
community
a good
all over
kid
again
like
by
that.
himself. No, but my son, I get it because my son like long sleeves. He like to pull them up like he'll put on the same uniform shirt from 2 years ago that he can't fit, but he'll put it on backwards like he always does and roll his sleeves up and enjoy his day. And it's like, okay, baby, you can't fit it no more. But he likes it. So it's like a struggle of it's holy. You had it for years. I'm trying to throw it away, but you still want it. You don't even wear uniform to school no more. Like, why are we doing this every like?
Oh wow. Right, right. He's still in the uniform shirt from two
He
grades
said
ago.
LGB too. Yeah, he named it something else completely. I ain't even mad at him.
Right.
Hey,
But
gang,
yeah. But,
I gotta tap out, gang. I'm
oh,
done being
okay.
on
All
here.
right. Appreciate you, Hank.
All right, bye,
Let the
hi.
folks know where they can find you, bro.
I am hype on Instagram and Twitter. There will be no pictures of my kids on any of those pages. At Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co on Twitter. We are working on the fourth version of the Snakes Down. Those will be out in a couple of weeks. And as you know, we always got things going on at H2H Cleaning. roofing, plumbing, HVAC, cleanups, clean outs, remodeling. We actually doing a remodel right now, so those pictures will be at H2H Cleaning coming soon. Gang, see y'all later. Good
All right.
night.
Have a good night, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that and like Smooth was saying earlier, he says, oh no, where is it at? Oh yeah, he said a bunch of girl clothes are inappropriate. And yeah, that was a problem I was having. It was like it was so much inappropriate stuff, and like you were saying, Dame, it's like you know, um, and not only them growing too big for stuff they already have, but like trying to find the right sizes, right? Like I'm like I know my daughter wears a 9 or a 8 and putting that on at almost any store and it's super tight or it's fitting a certain way and it's like this is crazy. Like no, you got to go up to a
But
10, a
it's the
12,
material they make them
something else.
clothes in. Cause then your baby pants all tight. It's just like I said, for me as a mom, I don't think I ever put my daughter in a 2-piece bathing suit as a kid, as a baby or a toddler. Like I just feel like that's like a one piece is fine because it's a bathing suit. But like for me, don't like personally. I don't care what anyone else likes. That's totally up to you. But for
Mhm.
me, that was a like, no, I'm not putting her in that. That's
Right,
a bit
But
much
they
for me.
not just the girls though, also boys. The clothes being too tight, saggy.
Yeah. Oh,
You
the
know,
jeans being like
yeah,
jeggings. I don't like that for my son. I get him boot cut or skinny because he's a slender little boy. But like even them, they fit him, but they're not like on his. Yeah, I'm not. I'm never gonna have my son on some tight jeans. I'm sorry.
yeah. Go ahead, Dame. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
no, no, that was it. No, it's not just the girls. No, getting exposed. It's boys as
Right.
well wearing tight fitted clothes. Like,
Hmm.
nah, son, you can't wear that.
Right. No, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, luckily for me, me and my kid's mother, we both had agreements on the type of clothes we wanted them to wear. Sometimes she would falter a little bit to the fashion side, and I'll be like, nah, we gotta keep in mind what these kids what we want to project to them and what we want to show them is okay and what's not okay versus making it about oh we're just going to fall in line with society standards or fall in line with the way that fashion is going. Like yeah, I don't want my kids to be completely out of fashion or completely out of wearing weird looking stuff, but I also don't want my kids looking crazy out here in these streets, wearing just about anything or exposing everything or being, in clothes that are too tight or or
Yeah, my
or
son's
or
shorts will
whatever the case may be.
always be past his knees. He not wearing hoochie daddy shorts. I'm sorry.
Right. All right. They got hoochie
I
daddy
took
shorts for
you know
boys.
how
Like
hard it
what?
was one year. Was it 2 years ago? I was trying to find him shorts, and all the shorts were short for boys. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not putting.
Yeah,
Listen, my son will be wearing sweatpants for the rest of his life if it's up to me, because it's like
exactly.
he's not wearing, and it was hard to find shorts his size,
Hmm.
and like I was like really looking to find like shorts that went past his knees. I'm like, no, like he not wearing
Yeah.
them tight shorts, none of that.
Right. Yeah. I was definitely, more involved. Like I was involved to the point where, my daughters, because I got mostly daughters, and when my daughters wanted to go to certain dances or certain events, I would be the one to take them and do the dress shopping with them because I'm like I'm not about to have my daughter out here looking crazy. I want to make sure she understands what's acceptable, at least in my household. And I think Dane was saying earlier, like yeah, I'm not trying to say I'm putting it on her to show a certain image to keep people away, but I'm also not going to make her a target either. And that's how I look at it. It's like, why make yourself a target? And I think Cuzzo mentioned earlier, about respecting yourself, and that's the thing. It's like we want our kids to have a certain level of self-respect, and my thing is that self-respect doesn't come in a size 3. It doesn't. It comes inside you and how you feel about yourself. And if you feel like clothes, hair, makeup is what's going to make you, then you doing everything wrong in life. So I definitely feel like it was always important to make sure that they understood what was acceptable, what wasn't acceptable, and definitely not leaving it just to chance. Now when my girls got older, all my daughters are now over 18, over 19 now. Whew, all grown,
Wow,
grown. But
that
you
hurt.
know, early on,
Mine's 21,
16,
so
yeah, 16, 17, 18, they started to, kind of branch out a little bit. They would have those occasional events or an occasional thing and be like, but I would definitely say something like, oh, okay, and most of the time it was more like, is this appropriate for what you're doing, or are you comfortable in this? Do you think, I got something to cover up? Or especially when they were under 18, it was more like, I don't think this, your shoulders need to be showing like this, or your whole back is out, or this might be a bit tight, so I think you should wear something different. I definitely was on that. And then, like you said, once they hit 18, it's like you do kind of have to have that. Okay, you kind of got to give up a little bit
still
of the
don't like it.
control. But
21, I don't
I
like it.
definitely was still like, I got this sweater. My daughter, it was so funny. I forgot what we went about. I feel like it was a musical or something she wanted to go to, and she had on this top, and her shoulders were out, and I was like, we still got that shawl here for you, because and, she was 18 at the time, but it was still like, the thing is like there's still, you know acceptable things in my purview that I want to make sure that you're thinking about and you keep it in mind. Now you get 19, 20, 21. I don't want you to go crazy, and I'm definitely going to say something if you go crazy. But I think that at this point my daughters and my sons know what I think is acceptable, was not acceptable, and they know what their mom thinks is acceptable and not acceptable. And I think that they still keep that in mind in the back of their head, even if they do decide to get a little sexy with it. It's like they know that there's that, and then there's out of control, and
Yeah.
and like you said, even I feel like even at that age, I mean, most of my daughters are over 23, 24 years old. They're even at that age, they're still like, they're leaving out fully covered up. If I happen to see one of their cousins or one of their friends posted they on there, I'm like, what is you wearing? But they ain't showing it. They ain't showing it when they leaving my house. So
Nah, I think my
You get
daughter came here one time with one outfit. I understood why she did it. Like it was her birthday. She wanted to be a little cute, little spicy, as if you will.
right,
And it was a cute picture. I took it. I ain't post that shit on social media, and she grown. I don't know. No,
right.
I don't care if she had a baby. I don't want. It's not going on social media. It's a cute picture. It was cute, but
Yeah,
it wasn't on there. I
you,
mean, if she posted herself, that's totally up to her. But Mama Bear, wasn't about to
right.
do it.
About to say, yeah,
Like,
ain't gonna be on my page.
your style can be fly without it being trashy. I
yeah,
Right,
mean,
like
because
you
you
can
can think
always get
about
dressed to be spicy without being super naked.
yeah, because you can think about the morals and standards of how they want you to dress doesn't match your morals and standards because you still got some. You're not trying to be out here, having your daughter out here looking thirsty. You're not setting thirst traps for everybody else for your daughter. I'm not trying to have that same environment around my house either. So
right,
Yeah,
right.
start young.
yeah. Because I've definitely seen people. I've seen guys actually post their grown daughter. Daughter looked a little spicy, adult or
Mhm.
not, and be like, that's my baby all grown up. Like you got
Yeah.
Mel. First of all, you're a guy. All your boys is looking at your daughter like who? I remember, and it's not even to be funny. This guy I know posted his son shirtless. He was grown. He was 20 something. I think he was 20, turning 26. When I tell you that little boy was fine, but he was grown. But like as
Mhm.
a female, you're like, who the hell is this?
Right.
Okay. And that's just he was an adult at that point. But like it's the
Mhm.
same way. If a guy is posting their daughter and their daughter's a little got I call it spicy. If she a little spicy that day, you posting
Mhm.
her, you understand that all your boys is looking at, and that's why I posted something in the join the
You
conversation
did.
group, and I asked if one of your boys try to talk to your now 18-year-old daughter, how you feel about
Right.
it.
Right.
But
Like,
Right.
that
what's
means
your
we have
next
another
action? Because you
discussion.
didn't post a spicy picture, and now they all looking, and one of them may be your boy, yeah, one of your friends, other friend, ain't really your friend, but he one of your friends. And now he trying to talk, slide in the DM, like, "What's up, little girl?"
Right, that's wild.
See,
Oh, Cuzzo
you
said
see,
his
see
friends
that?
shouldn't even be her friends on all. But
That
no,
part.
Cuzzo, but the thing is, if he posted it on his social media though, that they don't have to be her friends. They can see it
Yep.
on their father's thing. So you're talking
But
about being able to see that, and it's not they don't even have to see her page or anything because he posted it on his page. Yeah, that's wild. That's
see,
wild.
that's a
Yeah,
different
but he was
subject.
doing it
A
like
different
as a
topic. We would
he was doing it as a like this my daughter, boom, and
Mhm.
it was spicy.
Right.
I was like,
see,
okay,
but that's a different topic and different discussion we're gonna have with that friend because I think me and
that
Willie's
part.
friendship would take a drastic turn if all of a sudden I'm talking to one of his daughters and I don't.
Mhm.
That means he been looking at that person's been looking at his daughters for a minute.
Right.
It's not all of a sudden. It's like, man, if you
Mhm.
got older, mm-mm.
Yeah, see, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, so I
That's
that's what
problematic.
made me post that in the joint the conversation because I was
Mhm.
talking about like
Why?
this in preparation of this topic, and it was even before this topic. Even I suggested it that I was like, yo, because I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, because even I as a woman was like, that's a spicy picture.
Well, in all honesty too, because that's the thing. It's like I always kind of take the high road on the high road. I don't know which road this is called, but basically the road of like that. These are consenting adults, right? I always take that road when I see,
Yeah,
especially like movie stars and singers and actors and all these people. You'll see somebody be like, yeah, this person's 21 and she's getting with this 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old guy, and it's like I throw my hands up, like they adults. But then when you posted that question, and then I had to kind of think about it, like, damn, yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't want, my daughter being 20, about to be 20 years old, out here with some 50-year-old. I definitely wouldn't, it's not my decision. I mean, well, I
yeah,
guess I could say it will be because she's still technically at home, but it's not my decision because she's an adult. But I definitely don't want that for her. I definitely want her to realize, like, there's me and your age or just a little bit older, not twice and older than me, that you need to be with, and
yeah,
anybody that's and especially and I always think about this with age gap because I've been in age gap relationships where I feel like a lot of times that older person is being either partially or fully manipulative in the situation because they know that they one have an upper hand age wise, experience wise, and a lot of times financially or emotionally. So you're talking being able to manipulate that younger person with one or more of those things. And so yeah, I definitely had to kind of reconsider that thought process of like I definitely don't want that for my daughter, so I shouldn't want that for somebody else's. I mean, like I said, one thing I definitely learned early on as a parent is you can't control,
everything. Yeah,
you can't fully control your kid. All you can do is guide them, give them a good upbringing, and hope that they adhere or at least get turn to the way you want them to turn in most cases. But the thing is that what do you really want for them and how do you want that to go for them is still important though, because a lot of times they will feed off of that, because if you are like, oh, it's fine, and I don't care, then they're not going to care. Now if you have concerns, are they going to follow it? Maybe, maybe not. But the thing is they know that you got some concerns. Because I know there was a situation I was in long ago, and at first my mom was like, she really didn't, not that she didn't care, but she was just like, okay, whatever. But then she kind of gave me some, things to think about, and it definitely guided me in the way I handled that situation in that relationship. So I definitely feel like, it's definitely still important as a parent for us to still step in and give that guidance. I don't like what you're wearing, or I think what you're wearing may not be the best thing, or I don't like the way that who you're dating or how you're dating. I don't like the way you're letting people treat you. I don't like the way that, what I'm saying, being able to put that into the ear and say, look, even though you're an adult, I still, as your parent, have your best interest at heart. I have your well-being at
that
heart.
part.
I have your safety concern, your safety, your health, your well-being, and concern. So this is what I think, And like I said, not that they have to follow it, but
At least they know that you feel away.
knowing that you have that feeling, I think it still goes a long way.
But to what Cuzzle said, she had one of my friends' dad say that to me. You all grown up now, and I just looked at him because, like, who
Mm-hmm.
says that? To me, you just scream predator. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
how. Like, yes, I'm an adult now, but to say that to me, it was like, yeah, that's a predator. Even with the other one about women saying you're a man now, that's it's weird. And you just had to be, and like to Willie's point, it made me think back to when I was dating this guy. I was probably early 20s dating this guy that was 40 something years old. My mom did not like him at all. And I liked him. I don't know why, but I did. And then her not liking him, but see, it was a catch 22 because her not liking him made me like him more.
Right.
And I was with that. I was the girl at the family function, like, Unc, that's you. And we was
Mm-hmm.
sitting together, like, and I'm these people that saying it to him is my age. Like, that's you. And I'm sitting there all, going to the cabarets with him and everything. My mom was mad as hell
I could
about it. And
imagine.
like
Yeah.
looking back on it now, I understand her standpoint on it. And being young and dumb and not really understanding now, looking at my daughter's age now, even that she's grown, if she decides to go date someone wildly older, I'm going to be upset about it. I'm going to say something about it. But at the same time, we could say, like you said, we could say to what we want to say. That may make them, most times more hope, depending on the kid. They want to rebel, and then some kids will actually listen. But it's totally up to them. But yeah, to say that too, like I said, I just look at it like it's just weird. And even like to Smooth's point, he used to always say when you have a kid, like Cuzzo got sons like a son like mine, like my son, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily like mine, but like a son just like me. And that's like me calling her son my boyfriend. That's
Oh,
weird.
right,
Like
right. Yeah,
people say
very.
that all the time, or
Yeah.
that's my little girlfriend and stuff like that. And like not realizing that while you say it, you may not say it in that meaning of a predator, but like that's why are you calling
It's
this
still
little
there.
kid
Yeah,
your
it's still
boyfriend or
there.
your girlfriend? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just weird. So when you don't think about things, and like when Smooth said it that time, I didn't even think about it because I had somebody that always said my son was their little boyfriend. Because my son took to her. He was, always want like, hang like when
Right,
she was around, oh, like, get me whatever. And you don't think none of it, but then it's like when he said it, it was like, whoa, why
right.
are you saying it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you think about it. So, like I said, a lot of people say things or do things and not really understanding what the magnitude of what they're doing, whether they're posting something on social media, whether you're saying something out loud in public, or you just anything that you don't think is harmful. It on the outside looking in, it looks sus. And
Right,
especially if I got one time to hear some grown ass man tell my daughter, "Oh, you all grown up now," I'm losing my shit. Like I
right.
got mad when we was in the store and she was a teenager. We was shopping and this man said, "Hey, ladies, y'all look nice." I said, I immediately snapped back. It's a fucking child. Get out her face.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me, pardon my language, but like I immediately snapped on that man and told him get away from
Yeah.
my daughter because that's a minor. I know that she doesn't look like a minor sometimes. Her face is very much a kid, but like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So get out her face. So just so you know, that's a child. And if you knew it was a child, it doesn't matter. Get out her face.
No, double problem.
Yeah, double get out her face because now we
Right,
really got a problem. So
right.
No,
like,
no,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go
No,
ahead.
I was going to say your story just brought up something that happened to me when I was younger. My mom's friends trying to be funny and cute, or ask me questions. Oh, you gonna wait for me when I get older? I mean, when you get older, stuff like that.
Mm.
Predator.
Oh wow.
That's why I
Right, right.
said,
It's like I know they're trying to be funny and cute, like trying to say that I'm handsome or something like that. But hindsight going into today, not
Mm-hmm.
cool.
like yeah,
Right.
we say things or things were said to us and you didn't think two things about it because that's your mom, that's your aunt. Not really, because that's your mom. Like I'm never calling anybody's child my boyfriend.
Right.
I'm
Right.
never doing that. But like
Hmm.
I hear it millions of times
Yeah.
before, and it's
Yeah,
like
and I think the thing is too is that there was always been this double standard, and just like when
we
Jamie
don't
had to
realize
jump when
we don't
Jamie
think
had to
women
jump
are
in here earlier
predators.
and say it's definitely not just girls because we always have this thing of like we think only little girls are being preyed upon. We think only men are the predators
And it's
instead of
women too.
realizing that little boys can get preyed upon, that women can be predators, grown women can be predators. So, we definitely have always had this thing, and because I know for a fact that with the exceptions of, maybe I can't even really think of any actual like my real life. I know I've heard people say this, but definitely you weren't hearing grown men saying this is my little girlfriend to little girls, right? Because that would just be unacceptable. But we allowed that for women to say that
We
because
allowed
we
these
only
women to say
looked
that's
at
my little boyfriend.
exactly like you said millions. I definitely heard it when I was growing up, hearing it from older women saying that to little boys, all the way through till as adults, as like you said, it could have been recently, hearing that. And I think it's because we have these double standards in our head that's just been programmed to us. And and like we kind of started to show off, and we're talking more about the things we've seen with young girls being over sexualized, but we definitely did, and I'm glad we did bring up the situations and instances where boys not so often being over sexualized, but sometimes that being the case,
Or
also
being
being the
preyed upon.
situation being preyed upon, and then just the bad stereotypes, not even just being over sexualized, but sometimes like with our boys, with our young black boys being over being caused to be hyper violent.
Yeah.
White boys too. I've seen that with them because everybody wants them to be shooting guns and all that kind of stuff. And we see with young black boys they want them to be gangsters so bad. You
And they're
know,
out here selling drugs at young ages,
yeah,
not even knowing what the full magnitude of what they're doing.
right.
That's why
And
we
so I
got that
think that
shirt on the podcast. We got our shirt on our website that said protect our boys like we protect our girls. We
mhm,
hella protective of our girls, but we forget
got to
that
be
we also
protective
have
of
to
boys
protect our
too.
boys because boys are being
Yeah.
preyed upon. Men, women alike prey upon our kids. How many times you
Mhm.
heard a boy that lost their virginity to somebody that's supposed to be watching them,
Exactly. Yeah.
older than them?
Exactly. Older, way older. Yeah.
Like half the boys that I know lost their virginity to somebody that was probably 20 years old and they was probably 13.
Yep. Yep.
Like it's
It's
and
it,
like
and
we don't talk about it
not even not talk about it. We not that we, but talking like society. A lot of times doesn't see anything wrong with it. They
because it's
they they.
acceptable because we want to make sure our boys aren't gay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
think
what
that's a
happens in the
big thing.
Caucasian
Like
house?
you got fathers taking their boys to go meet a girl so they can make sure that they, you know,
Mm-hmm.
being exposed or taking them to strip clubs early because you make sure that they're not gay. Like it's and not necessarily that they're not gay, just making sure that they understand what being a man is or whatever y'all feel like y'all need to be. Not
Right.
you all, but so for the few that do it, it's like
Yeah.
so we
And
gotta
and,
get
and,
out of that.
and
And it's
I had to learn that quickly. With having more girls than boys, that it's you have to have some balance. You have to have some equal thoughts about this. And that was one of the things. Being restrictive of my girls, I had to be restrictive of my boys. Like, yeah, no, not being happy that they're out dating. Like, oh no, you don't need to be dating. You don't need to be liking girls. While you 12 and 13, you need to be worrying about school, worry about your books. Just like I told the girls, you don't need to be running out chasing after these boys. You need to be worrying about school, getting into your books, get graduate from high school. And then now that he is at an age where I'm like, okay, it's fine, but also not predatorizing it, making sure he understands, like, be a gentleman, be conscious of how how you're treating the person you're with, and all this kind of stuff. Not like, oh yeah, make sure you do this and make sure. No, I'm not going for that. Not doing that with my son. I want
yeah,
him
I
to
never called my
understand how
son
to be
daddy
how
either
to be a real man, not being a fuck boy.
Yeah, I was looking at the comment. Cousin said she I never understood calling your son's daddy is for no good reason, or making him your man crush Monday.
That's weird.
That's your fucking son. Why is he
Yeah.
your man crush Monday?
I haven't heard too many people calling their sons daddy, but I've definitely seen the man crush, things all the time. Or no, the one I know a lot of women that mention that they don't like this one is when they hear other women call their son king and all that kind of stuff. Like that's my king and all that. It's like no, that's your son. Like
Oh
your
yeah.
son should be running your
Well, that's my
household.
man. My son will never
Right,
be my man. He's my stalker.
right, right.
He up under me 24/7. He's my stalker.
Yeah,
He ain't never about to be my man. He was never that.
yeah.
He would never be that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like no, we gotta stop, treating your kids one as your friend and definitely not as your lover. No, that's sick. It's code. You're creating a codependence that shouldn't be there with you and your kid. You're creating a bad, precedence. As if the kid can make decisions in your home or can run your life or you don't need a man because you got your son and all that kind of stuff and that's fine. If you feel like you don't need a man, that's fine. Don't over fetishize your son
His
because
son definitely
because
not your
you
man.
can't hold on to good relationships in your life. No, don't do that to your kid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My
That's
son would
unfair to
never be
him
my
too to
man, my
put that
husband, my boyfriend,
expectation.
none of that.
That's unfair to that's unfair to him to put that expectation on him that he has to subconsciously subvert to what you're missing. Because you
Exactly.
cannot put
Yeah.
that type of relationship because it's weird. One, two,
hmm
it's not normal to
It's
put your
unhealthy.
son in that
Yeah.
type of relationship.
Oh, I got an S. I forgot. I didn't know I had an S. Sunny. No, I'm okay.
Well, I thought that's what that was for.
No, but yeah, I just think that for me, for like I just feel like people need to take this in. I hope they watch this. Take this in and just like understand it and don't take it as a negative. Like really listen to it because like I said, it's a lot of stuff. Like I said, the first time Smooth said that, it didn't do anything for me. And I'm like, then you sit with something and think about it. You like, cause you so like, no, that's not what I meant. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, but understand it. At least understand the point of view. And sometimes
Mhm.
it'll click for you and make sense. It's not we're
Yeah,
not the gospel on parenting or anything like that, but we just
yeah.
feel like you just need to be mindful of a lot of stuff that we do
Oh,
because
that's
we're
another
in,
good point, Cuzzo. Cuzzo said
yeah,
these kids sitting in on too many adult conversations. I couldn't even sit in the same room as adults talking. Kids are exposed to too much, and that's
yeah,
the thing. A lot of times, and that's why I say, your kids aren't your friends. You can't sit there and be telling them all your issues, all your woes, how you don't like this person over that person, who ain't shit and who ain't this and who ain't that, as well as like you said, they get exposed to so much. It's bad enough to get exposed to so much through media, through social media, through TV, through video games, and then you're adding to it too. Like it's ridiculous. We should be that barrier for our kids to allow our kids to be kids. Like let your kid be a kid. Stop bringing them into this adult world. You know, way too early. Exposing them to things they shouldn't be seeing, shouldn't be dealing with, shouldn't be hearing, whatever the case may be. They need to be kids. Like let them
that
let
part,
them live a child's life.
that part.
hmm Yeah, great
My
show,
mom
great
always
show.
say,
Definitely
stay out of grown folk business.
stay out of grown folks' business. Exactly, exactly. Well, it was a great show, great topic. Definitely needed a much needed conversation. I think Nye
Yeah,
said that earlier. Definitely want to have those kind of conversations, especially because when people. I mean, right now, I think it's so much going on in this world that we definitely want to have the important conversations, especially for our children. So these kind of conversations need to be had. These kind of topics need to be dealt with because a lot of people are dealing with them. Be it that they're the ones that need to make the change or the ones that need to support and trying to keep from having to go through those things. So definitely want to have those
and
conversations.
nobody's a perfect parent. We
Oh
we are
no.
work. We definitely works in progress. The
Yeah.
same thing we're talking about. We have all probably posted a picture of our kids, not even thinking about it, not even did I've done them. I've done
Mhm.
posted some stuff and then wish I didn't, regretted it, thought about it years later and it was like, damn, but we're all growing and nobody's perfect.
Right.
But we can
Exactly.
learn from each other. And I think that with these parenting topics that we do have, we get the chance to kind of bounce ideas off each other and learn and
Yeah.
grow and make us better.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. And as always, we got plenty of content, more parenting topics. We have sexuality. We have sports. We have TV shows. We do it. We do it all here on GFT Radio Network. So make sure you get at us Mondays 10 p.m. here on the GFT Radio Show. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. Um, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. the Styles and Chevy recap. We'll be back next month for Loki season 2. In the meantime, make sure you guys are checking out I Am Groot season 2. Great little shorts. They're family friendly, featuring our favorite little tree, Groot. So make sure you go check those out. In the meantime, we'll definitely be talking about a little bit of that too before we start the Loki episode 1 recap. Sex with Sunny live 2 Fridays out of the month. We got a game night episode that we're going to be posting. It's a
All shows are
pre-record, but
done
still
without
make
my
sure
son
you
being
guys check it
present.
out. Say it
all,
again.
all shows are done without my son being present.
Right.
Talking.
Indeed.
Like I said, you got to do what you got to do, but we definitely do it without the kids. Like, oh, the kids going to be here. We can't do it.
Right. Indeed. So make sure you guys get at us, and we'll definitely continue to bring you great content. In the meantime, Sunny, tell the folks where they can find you.
Okay, guys, you can find me at IamSunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. My TikTok is lit. Y'all got to go check that out. I'm definitely about to update the website with some new posts, so check that out on reservedlyme.com.
All right. Dame, are you back?
I think Dame fell asleep.
Make sure you guys get a Dame at Another Level Up on IG, Shinlo21 on Twitch, Checkmate21 on TikTok, and Shinlo21 on Xbox. He's always on there gaming. I think he games while we're on the show too, so we never know. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG, Twitter, and on Threads. I'm a Willie.Styles over on Snapchat and TikTok. Visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. WillieStyles.info for all my links. Thank you all again for joining us. Be back here on Friday for Sunny's show. Actually, tomorrow as well I think we got a show tomorrow for Hype. We'll see. hit that notification bell, hit the like, share, subscribe so you will know for sure where to find us. Until next time, we are out.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks.